episode of the Battle Inside podcast. My name is Chris America, and I think this is episode 18 or 19. I don't know. I guess I'll start off with saying I'm not a doctor or anybody special. I don't even know if I should be recording an episode right now, but talking on the microphone by myself into a recording and releasing it is the best way for me to do what everybody's been wanting me to do today, which is to talk to them. I'll just cut to the chase. Today is Wednesday, July 17th, 2019. And I got up this morning like I do every morning. I made my eggs and bacon and sausage. I sat down. I started the first half of Scout Team Radio at 6 o'clock. I went up during the commercial break. I went to wake up my son. But this time I just decided to check on my mom because she's been sick the last day with some sort of stomach thing. And I found her on the ground kneeling, hunched over. And I knew something was wrong because there was feces on the ground, and I shook her, and she wouldn't wake up, and I kept shaking her, and I knew what was wrong, but I didn't want to believe it. And so I called 911, and they kept asking me to check for things, for a pulse, but I knew. I just knew. And then I knew I had to go unlock the door for the fire department. And then I had to let my dog outside so he wouldn't be in the way. I felt bad for doing that instead of trying to help my mom. They wanted me to do CPR. I didn't want to roll her over because I knew. But then I felt guilty because I wasn't giving her any help that she could have needed because I was scared of what I would see. And so I did. I rolled her over onto her side finally. I had to put the phone down to do it. I rolled her onto her back. Luckily, because she was on her knees, almost in a fetal position. She was like on her knees with her torso laid down in front of her knees. I won't describe what I saw because I'm the only one that got to see her like that, and I'm going to be the only person in my family to hear that trauma for now, because nobody else needs that but me. That's my burden to bear right now. And I'll talk about it with my therapist. I already did today. I went to see her at 3. Luckily, I had an appointment today. Luckily. So stupid. During the appointment, I could smell the feces. in the middle of the appointment. I hope it's a smell that I can not have to smell every so often. And so on July 17th, 2019, at some point in the night, my mom passed away. And I don't know how to word that to people. I called my sister, and all I could say was, Mom's dead. The most insensitive way to tell your sister that her mom passed away. But I didn't know what else to say. And then I called my brother. He didn't answer, so then I called my sister-in-law. And I basically said the same thing. Mom's dead. I found her dead. She wasn't supposed to be dead. She was 61. She was fine on Sunday. She was fine all day Monday. She wasn't supposed to be dead. She's not supposed to be dead. And so the other part I'm worrying about is Landon was here last night. It was my night, and his room is right across from her room. And so I'm worried that while I'm freaking out on 911 and all of these cops and firefighters and ambulance people and my mom's roommate, we're all crying. Well, obviously the EMTs and the police aren't crying, but you get my point. I was worried that Landon was going to wake up and see her. Or wake up and see all the cops because I closed the door. I stood guard at the door while the EMTs were checking on her and basically, saying that she's beyond help. Because I didn't want him to open the door, because as soon as he opened the door, he would have seen my mom the way that I saw her. And there was no way I was going to let him have that trauma with me. Not at 10 years old. And I don't know what to do. Everybody keeps asking me, what do you need? What do you need? The answer's the same. I don't know. I don't know what I need. I don't even know if me recording this podcast is healthy, not healthy, but it's what I want to do. It's what I need to do. It's helped me through so much now. I can't stop. This is my safety zone. This is how I get to talk. Because when I'm in front of people, I don't want to talk. People call me today and I just ignore their phone calls because I don't want to talk. I called my best friend Donald. His mom is my mom. My mom's his mom. I had to tell him. And of course, he broke down crying right away. And of course, me being me, I felt bad because he was going into work. I thought, man, I should have just waited. But he was glad I told him. If you want to know why I'm such a kind-hearted, patient, loving, with unconditional love type person, if you're wondering why I believe in working things out and keeping people like Jen in my life and Nicholas in my life, and why I try so hard to be a good person, it's because of my mom. She wasn't perfect at it, but damn it, she did her best. I was in Boy Scouts from the time I was in first grade until I was 18 years old, and she was the treasurer of my Boy Scout troop, and she went and continued being the treasurer for that troop until Monday night. She went there, she was feeling her side pains, and they told her to go home, and she's like, no, I got to collect money and get the boys set up for their camping trip this week. That's what she was doing on Monday night. That was the last time she was out of the house, was volunteering and helping for a troop that has no boys of her own in it. I feel like I'm not even doing her justice right now. She was an amazing woman. She had her flaws, but damn it, she was still amazing. And of course, like anybody going through death, I guess, I wish I would have told her I loved her more. I wish I would have, been nicer to her. I wish I would have done more for her. I wish I would have told her to go to the hospital. I wish I would have checked on her more. I wish I would have pressed more about how she was doing yesterday. And I'm trying not to beat myself up. I know that there's nothing I could have done. Even though I feel like if she would have gone to the hospital on Monday night, they could have found out what was wrong with her and did an emergency surgery and fixed it. When I started this podcast, I said, for me, I've been lucky enough and fortunate enough to never have a death that's close to me ever happen to me. That my story was usually just failed relationships. And ever since I've started this podcast, it's just been one hurricane after another. I mentioned that on the last episode where every time I think that the storm is over, there's another one. Every time I get the power turned back on and I get the roof fixed, another damn hurricane comes through. And I don't know when they're going to stop. Since March 29th, it just keeps coming. I don't understand. Going and finding out that your wife is talking to some other guy and then she chooses him over you. And then she apologizes and then she doesn't apologize. And then when you tell the world what happened, she takes you to domestic court violence. And then my mom dies. You guys know I struggle so much with my self-worth and self-love. And the one woman who believed in me the most and loved me the most and saw my worth is gone. And she's never coming back. She's just gone. Just like that. No warning signs. That just seems to be the way things are right now, is just no warning signs. Just boom, your family's gone. No warning signs. Boom, you have to defend your name against domestic violence injunction threats. And then no warning signs. Boom, your mom is gone. And it's only been 3.5 months. In February, we planned a trip with another couple for this week. And they keep posting pictures in Colorado. I'm supposed to be in Colorado with my wife, with my friends, enjoying life. And my mom's supposed to be alive. And she's supposed to ask me how my trip is going. And I'm supposed to buy her something while I'm there. Instead, I'm divorced, left, and now my mom is dead. God, I want to go back to February, where I can imagine this week being something different. So the therapist asked if I called Jen or told Jen, and I said no. That when my dad passed away, I had an ex-girlfriend at the time. We'd split up like maybe 4 or 5 months prior. Her dad had passed away early on in her life, and so I thought she was the perfect person for me to call because I didn't know who to call, and she's been through it before. And so she talked to me, and it was good. But then she never called me again or texted me to see how I was doing. So, and I don't want that again. But everybody keeps telling me I need to stay at their house. I need to stay at their house. I can't stay here. I mean, I agree, like, I can't stay here, but I don't know where I want to stay. I want to be home. I want to be in bed with my wife. I want to have the woman who told me in January that she would be with me tell me that it's going to be okay. So I don't have to sleep on a friend's couch or a spare bedroom or wondering where I'm going to live next or if I can ever sleep in this house again. My sister has her husband. My brother has his wife. And I'm left wondering where I'm going to stay tonight. And who's going to be there for me when I have to go to sleep. Who's going to keep me grounded? Sorry, I'm all over the place, but that's where my mind is. It hurts so bad. I just feel like an empty shell all day today. I want to tell you how awesome my mom is. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it justice. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to go on without my number one cheerleader. I know she'll be there in spirit. And I know she'll want me to carry on with life and be happy, and she'll watch over me. But it's not the same. I was going to run that 5K, and I knew for a fact she would be there wearing a shirt. If nobody else would come, she would have been there. She is the one person I know will be there. I love you, Mom. There's a piece of me missing now. I don't know where to find it. There's just a hole inside my heart. And it's gaping. I don't want everybody to know, no, I'm not suicidal. Everybody's so worried about me being suicidal right now for obvious reasons. But right now, the pain is just too real, and the thought of sending Landon into more pain like this, to give him the pain that I'm feeling right now, it's just the furthest thing from my mind. My head hurts. My heart hurts. Everybody's asking me what I want to do, and I don't know what I want to do. I want to go back to my life. But I can't. My life is where it's at right now. Another trauma added. Sorry. Sorry again. I usually turn off the mic for those, but I'm kind of lazy. I can tell you one thing about my mom is that anybody listening to this who is hurting or feeling down and out, she would have been there for you. If you needed a place to stay, she would have offered a room if she had it without hesitation. Whatever you needed, if my mom could have handled it for you, she would have done it without question. It's just who she was. Especially for me and my sister and her grandchildren. My dad was never at a single wrestling match or a single camp out, but she was there. No matter how bad her butt and back hurt from sitting in gym bleachers watching me wrestle at wrestling tournaments for a whole weekend, she was there. No matter how hot it was, she was at the campouts. If it wasn't for her, I would never be an Eagle Scout. She pushed me and pushed me and pushed me to make sure I got it because she knew I would regret it if I didn't. I didn't have a dad, but I had a mom who played both roles perfectly or to the best that she could. And so today I lost a mom and a dad. The world lost an amazing woman today. The worship leader at her church was over here, and he told me that he had a good 15-minute conversation with my mom about this podcast and how she felt like she was connected to me in a way that she's never been able to before, and she was so proud of me and so happy for me. I mean, she was hurting and sad at the same time because of, everything you've heard on this podcast, but at the end of the day, she was happy and proud of me. So I know she'll want me to continue to do this to help myself and to help others. That's where I get my care for other people, because that's what my mom did. I'm the man I am today for the most part because of my mom. Sorry, I don't mean all the dead air. I'm just thinking. Hopefully the volume comes out okay. I don't know what else to say. I honestly don't know what else to do. This will definitely be a new battle, new trauma, and a new grief. One that I didn't think I'd have to deal with for another 20 years, at least. She was 61 years old. Born October 3rd, 1957. Sorry if you can hear my dog choking. He likes to drink lots of water really fast, and then he chokes on it. He'll be fine. I guess that's all I can say right now. I will appreciate any and all love and support. Right now, I'm not fielding phone calls because it's just too much for me. But I will field text messages and emails and direct messages on Twitter and Facebook. So if you want to contact me, you can get me on Facebook at the Chris America, all one word. Or you can email me. The email is battleinsidepodcast@scoutteamradio.com. Battleinsidepodcast@scoutteamradio.com. You can still email me if you need help. Honestly, I would love it. We'd love to be able to just take my mind off of something this tragic and help somebody else out. It's what my mom would want me to do. My mom would want me to help you. Whether it's suicidal thoughts or you lost your mom or you're going through divorce or whatever it is. If you are feeling suicidal, you can call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-8255. Or you can text HOME to 741-741, HOME to 741-741. That's the crisis text line. And that's for the UK as well. And if you're not in the United States and you need a phone number, you can go to suicide.org. Suicide.org. Scroll down like a third of the way down, and you'll see the link for the different various countries and their phone numbers. If you're feeling suicidal right now, I can tell you my mom would want you to get help. And if you're feeling suicidal right now, I can tell you that the pain of loss is too much. So please don't do that. I'll probably talk more about my mom in the next episode. I don't know how long this is going to take. I don't know how long it's supposed to take. I don't know how to process all of this grief all at once. Like, Jen just seems like a distant memory to me right now. But it's still a divorce process and everything that I have to go through. Unfortunately, life doesn't go on pause because your mom died. So I'll have to handle all of this all at once. When we told Landon, I don't know if I said this already, but him and his mom, or me and his mom, she came over. I called her too. So I told her to come over and come get him. And I wanted her there to talk to him too because he needed both of us for this. And so we woke him up, and he kind of knew something was off because his mom was there, obviously. And then his mom told him, and he just sort of got quiet, but he looked like he was trying to comfort us. He didn't seem upset. And I asked him if she knew what he said, and he said, yeah, my grandma's dead. And he still kind of seemed distant. And then we just kind of sat there. We told him to get ready, or to get dressed, and so he did. And when he came back out, my mom's pastor was there and just, talked to him a little bit, told all of us that she loved us and she was proud of us. And then that's when Landon crashed. That's when I saw the Mack truck hit him again. So I know he's going to be okay, but he's 10 years old. He's lost his brother, he's lost his stepmom, and now he's lost his grandma. And none of them are coming back. Sorry, that's somebody calling me. I don't know who it is. This sounds stupid, but it's just what I'm thinking right now. I just don't know what Landon and I did to deserve all this. But I know we both have to be strong to get through it, and we will. I don't know how, but we will. Anyways, I guess that'll be it for now. Give me a second. Stupid YouTube commercials. I have nothing positive to say right now, other than just I love you, Mom. And at least know you're at peace and You're going to watch over me and Landon and Caleb and Kyle and Jen and Richard and Kristen and Richie and Leah and Bobby and all the rest of us. I love you, Mom. It sounds so empty, but I don't know what else to say.